Parker J. Palmer says that your purpose is like a tiger in the jungle. If you go thrashing into the jungle and say, reveal yourself, I'm here, the tiger will hide, it will run. But if you sit at the base of a tree and wait quietly in peace and silence, the tiger will appear, doing its thing, and you'll get a glimpse of it. I think that is the most beautiful summary of how you find your purpose. In this video, we're going to elaborate on it. I'm going to tell you why I know for certain that you have a unique and compelling purpose on this planet, and I'm going to give you 3 questions that will help you find it. Let's go. Alright, here's the thing. I know for certain each and every single one of us has a purpose. We have a reason for being here. It is not external. It is not something to be chased, to be pursued, to be hunted down. Your purpose is you. It is the fullest, truest expression of who you are. It is within you. Your purpose is you entering a room and not feeling the need to put a mask on and hide and cower and change the way you are to fit in and conform. It is you standing boldly and saying, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. This is what I believe. And actually acting as a magnet, attracting in and calling in people, opportunities, conversations, experiences linked to that purpose. Your purpose is the ultimate guide for the track you're meant to tread. And I can tell you this, and I'm curious to know if you immediately accept this or if you disagree. I think you actually know what you're meant to do. I think you know. I think the biggest problem we face in our society now is that we don't trust ourselves, we don't listen, we're in fear, we're afraid, and we'll often act in the smallest, safest, most mediocre way instead of trusting in ourselves and believing in our gifts and taking a punt. Everybody wants to know what the outcome's going to be, everybody wants certainty. Well, your purpose gives you certainty if you'll follow the path, but it won't reveal to you the full conclusion, because the whole point is it's not future focused, it is you, it is the journey, it's what you're meant to do, it's who you're meant to be, and that's present tense. I am, I can, I do, I share. It's your energy, it's your vibe, it's your essence. I think everybody knows what their purpose is already. I think they know. If I were to say to you, if you weren't afraid, and if you didn't have to make money from it, and there was no risk you could fail, and you could give it all up, what would you do with your time? People say, I'd write a book, I'd go traveling, I'd be a speaker, I'd launch a company around this, I would quit this job I'm doing and do a job here. They're all clues. They're clues as to what your purpose is. And I'm going to share with you in a second 3 questions that will help you land on a sentence for your purpose. But first, let me tell you this. In order to fully uncover your purpose and live a life of purpose, you have to admit what will make you happy. You have to accept what will make you happy. And then you have to take action to allow what will make you happy. So the first step is admitting, I can, I want, I desire, I am. It is within me too. I know that I can do more on this planet. We admit it. Admitting it is very different from accepting it. You only have to admit it and you can still deny it. I feel like I'm supposed to stand on stage and speak to people about this, but I feel underqualified, I don't feel good enough, I'm laden with debt or imposter syndrome, or I'm stuck in this relationship. First, admit it. You don't have to do anything else. You admit it and say, yeah, I think that's the truth. I think that's what is for me. I feel called to do that. I feel compelled to do it. I wish I had the courage. I wish I had the means to do it. That's a good first step. Admit it. Once you've admitted it, you still don't have to take action. Now you have to accept it. I know what's going to make me happy. I know what I've been put on this planet to do. I know what is for me. I'm getting ready to take big decisions around that. I know that I'm going to have to launch a company. I know that I'm going to have to put pen to paper and write this book. I know that I'm going to have to invest in this training. I know that I'm going to have to leave this relationship. I know that I'm going to have to get myself out of debt and work on my subconscious reprogramming or my belief or what I think I'm worthy of. You accept it. That is very different to admitting it, and it's very different again from taking action. Once you've admitted what you want and who you are, and you've come to terms with it, then the action becomes quite natural because you've now identified with, you accept that is your destiny, that is your path, that is for you. The action almost comes quite naturally after that because it's in alignment with who you are. I always remember a client saying to me, Lisa, I can't believe it. All of these things are changing in my life all of a sudden. I said, that's not what's happening. You've changed, and now your entire life is changing to match who you are. Your purpose is who you are, but it's deep down inside, and we squash it and we drown it out and we turn the volume down. In order to uncover your purpose and live it, you've first got to get quiet and listen and ask and say, what is for me in this lifetime? What do I know I'm here to do? What would I do if I wasn't afraid? And you've got to start listening, you've got to let the answers come up. But instead of squashing it and killing it and saying, don't be ridiculous, you can't do that, that's impossible, by breaking it into those 3 steps, admit, accept, action, you don't have to go from, oh, this is what it is, quick, total life destruction, massive change. You go to, that feels uncomfortable, but I hear you. Okay, can I have more clarity on it? And you can do things that help, like running, listening to motivational content, meditating, yoga, reading. I know that there's certain books I can read and certain podcasts I can listen to, and I tune in and I get in flow. And I feel confident and aligned and safe and held. That's the energy of purpose. I also know there's content I can watch where nothing happens. I just switch off and enjoy it. That's a good movie. And that's great too. But that isn't seeking a purpose. Purpose is asking the question, who am I? What is for me? And it's being brave enough to accept it and back it up with action. But there's a process to that. So here's the first question you can ask yourself to uncover your purpose. So simple. You say, if everything were perfect in this world and people were free to do whatever they wanted, what is that thing you wish would change? What is that thing you wish people knew? What is that thing people, animals, children, even that's important. What is that thing they would be free to do? If the world were perfect, and people could be free to do what they want or live how they want, what is that thing? What do you wish people knew? For me, it's so simple. If the world were perfect and everybody were free to do something, it would be everybody would be free to pick something they loved and make a living doing it. Everybody would have the confidence to go after what they felt was right and what was for them, and they'd have the confidence and the ability and the skills to make a living out of it. It's everything that I'm doing right now. It's instead of meeting people and them saying, I hate my job and I've been in it 10 years, I'm sick of my marriage and I've been in it 20 years. It would be people saying, I'm so excited about what's next. Can I tell you what I'm working on? I really believe in this project and I know this is for me. I know I can do it. How many of the latter conversations do you hear versus how many of the former? How many people complain and talk about and feel stuck and if I only could and I wish I would and it's not fair, versus how many people genuinely come to you and say, I'm so excited about making a living from, look at the change and the impact I'm having. For me, that's it. That's what people would be free to do. So what is it for you? What would people be free to do? The next thing is, and I love this, you have to accept that every single person was born with gifts. You were born with gifts at birth. You haven't done anything to deserve them. You haven't had to do anything to develop them. They just are. You are naturally gifted at 2 or 3 things that if you employ those gifts and use them, your purpose will unfold with greater ease. Your life will change with greater ease. What 2 gifts were you born with? And this is the part where people go, I don't have any gifts, Lisa, or other people are better than me. Stop it. Stop talking to yourself like that. I'm telling you, you do have gifts. All of us do. The problem is they come so naturally to us. We don't even realize they're gifts. And of course we could practice them. Of course we could get better at it. But without admitting them and realizing them and using them, we can't even begin that journey. You've got to think about, what am I attracted to? What feels good? What is something I can do? What do people come to me for all of the time? So you might be the friend where people come to you and say, I need some advice on this and I know you can help. What are the gifts that you were born with? What comes easily to me? What is natural for me? Write down 2 or 3 gifts and start using them. You were given them for a reason. So if we put those 2 things together now, here's the sentence. Do your job, use your gifts. Do your job, use your gifts. You have a job to do and you were given gifts to help it happen. I'm going to come on to one more in a second, but here we go. This is the sentence for me so far. I know that I've been put on this planet to help people change their lives, and I have these gifts of being able to speak and write so that I can share ideas and motivate people and inspire them and teach them how to do it. And I have an energy of belief about me and a certain feeling to me that helps people feel calm and yet excited, a little bit nervous because they're about to take action, but confident enough to try. That's my purpose. There's one part of the puzzle missing, the medium. The third question becomes, where and how am I going to use my gifts to do my job? The answer for me immediately is stages, books, courses, videos, content. That's the answer for me. We all have the same purpose. It's to become the fullest expression of who we are. It's to use our gifts and to do our job. I might have the exact same job as you or as the next person beside me. I might even have the exact same skills as you and the next person beside me. So what makes it unique isn't the job we do and the gifts that we have, it's the stories that we can tell. It's our energy, our vibration, our background, our history. It's who we are. I know for a fact that I'll connect with people that you'll never connect with for whatever reason. But I also know that you'll connect with people that I will never connect with. And it's as simple as that. There is plenty of room and opportunity and need for you and me. And this is the whole thing. By me living my purpose and adding value in the world and standing on stages and writing books, it doesn't take away from anyone else's ability to do it or opportunity to do it. It just answers my need to live out my purpose and helps the people I'm meant to help. But each of us have a mission, we have a destiny, and we have a group of people who are looking to us, who are attracted to us, who want to learn from us. We just have to show up in our fullness. We have to show up and say, this is who I am, this is what I believe, this is what I think the path looks like, and in terms of mediums, here's how I'm going to do it, here's where I'm going to be. Your medium could be going to a location and sitting with a very small group of people once a week. It could be writing a book, it could be a podcast, it could be nothing online, it could be entirely physical, an event. You have to decide, how do I want to do this? Where do I want to show up? What does that look like? So for me now, if we put it all together, my one sentence becomes, my job is to motivate people to change their lives, inspire them, make them feel it's possible. And I'm going to teach them what I've learned on the journey so they can do it. I'm going to use my gifts of being able to speak and write, and I'm going to stand on stages, build courses, write books, make content. If I do that, I feel in alignment, I feel good, I feel like I'm using myself up, I feel like I'm doing my job and using my gifts, and that anything and everything is possible on that path, because by using my purpose and by being in alignment, I just feel good. It just feels good. It feels so much better than denial and hiding and minimizing. So my challenge to you is to ask the question, why am I here? What is for me? What do I think my job is? What gifts have I been given? How would I do it? And go on that slow and steady and reflective and quiet journey of admitting it, accepting it, and taking action on it. If you'd like to hear more about my story and how I did it, and find out more about how to uncover your purpose and change your life and make a living doing what you love, best place to start is my book, or you can check out the podcast, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel, or go visit my website lisa-bean.com. I share stuff like this all day long to help you change your life, make a living doing what you love, and live from a place of purpose. Over and out.